Hello everyone. I'm here to talk about my co-op term. What I've done so far. Especially regarding the career-ready competencies that I have most strengthened, and as well as some of my experience and where I have grown significantly. So here I'm talking about the two most strengthened career-ready competencies. I have critical thinking and problem solving, also same as troubleshooting, as well as communication. These are the two that I picked. I mean, among so many of them that so many of the career ready competencies, like collaboration as well, learning, so many of them. So I just picked these two, and I believe these are must-have skills, competencies regarding service desk role because you have to be able to have the ability to think through a problem, go through a process and be able to identify plausible root causes and come up with some potential or possible solution. Then communication is, I mean, so key. You have to be able to communicate, with users especially, and also with your team members as well. Be able to understand, what people are saying, like interpret information clearly, and also be able to convey or express yourself clearly so that others can understand you. So these are the two must-have skills that I have highlighted. You know, so just here is very so much important for me looking at the timeline where I started from, where like in the middle, that is at the end of the two terms, and then at the end of the co-op term. So before just right about starting in January 2021, very very little or minimal computer technologies knowledge in terms of hardware, software, network, and then by the end of the two terms, because we had taken enough classes, I thought I had good amount of knowledge, but still I lacked the physical hands-on experience. I mean, because even our labs were conducted, remotely. And so by the end of this co-op term, I have seen that I have, gained considerable experience and skills, by, learning on the job, having mentors that helped us, working on diverse problems and also applying some of the knowledge we learned from school. And on the same critical thinking, so I've just kind of expanded it in terms of hardware, software, network, hardware, being, all kinds of hardware, being able to connect them, being able to identify issues, for instance, we have docking stations, laptops, you have, monitors, you have headsets, you have keyboard, you have mouse, you have this, so be able to connect all them together, maybe, like there's keyboard, or I mean, the USB port is not working on the docking station, be able to identify why, might need, to update some drivers. In terms of software, that's, maybe a user needs a particular software that, you have to create a requisition for it. You have to be able to install software, updating firmware and BIOS as well. BIOS firmware and drivers, connecting network, especially on mobile phones, any other network issue, some, printers cannot be found or printers cannot be connected. And these are some issues that were, resolved, maybe imaging a laptop and putting on the network as well, on the domain. So these are some of the things that I've done. And in terms of communication, this also is, like I said, is very key. But the three main tools that we used, we have a ticketing system, Zendesk, where we use that to also communicate with users, who have submitted tickets for, for their issues to be resolved. And then we also have Microsoft Teams that we relied on heavily, extensively, either messaging or, calling and maybe doing a screen share to be able to troubleshoot their issues. and then email messaging system in terms of Outlook. So there's that constant interaction, verbally and also in writing with users and colleagues. And so what really helped me on this screen, I've listed these things that I did practice and that really helped me. Active listening is a key. To listen, proofread, my outgoing messages, so that kind of minimize errors or no errors at all. Asking colleagues to also look at my messages as well. Even reading over messages that I receive, from others to ensure complete understanding of an issue, and then also asking questions as well. And in terms of critical thinking, what helped, taking notes is key, be able to document steps when solving issues, asking questions, to superiors, but also to users as well when solving issues. Research is also another key point. Be able to, research and knowledge for knowledge articles, and also even on YouTube and Google as well, and also drawing from your own previous knowledge and experience, and then also collaborating with team members is also very important. And so, as I conclude, I've mentioned, the two career competencies that I kind of strengthened, but also collaboration is also key. So I added that one here, where I stretch myself and learn about myself. Helping users in different countries, especially outside North America, especially when we had to kind of upgrade Windows 10 because we had an issue whereby updating these computers, it got stuck, at some point, and the issue was identified, and we had to quickly kind of help users, to upgrade their Windows 10, and so I had to kind of, go over to, to help remotely with other users in other countries that on the same day as we learned the tool. So I learned that I kind of am a quick learner, and in terms of technology and systems and processes. But also I knew of myself, but it came obvious that I have very high enthusiasm and passion to help others resolve their technical problems. And I have learned that within this time I have grown very significantly in IT knowledge and gained confidence in problem solving and communication. And so with that, I want to thank you for your time, and hope to get some feedback from you. All right, thank you. Bye.